That's gonna be a good day.
All right, episode 1, baby. Let's go. Hello and welcome to the first official episode of Breaking Ground, a new series that we started to be able to take you along with us to show you what it really looks like to build one-of-a-kind, high-end luxury pools in East Tennessee. This week we're going to be bringing you along with us as we begin a new pool project on a gorgeous new $1 million home in East Tennessee. We believe that every pool has its own story, and this one, I feel like it's going to be a pretty good one. So without further ado, let's just jump right in there and show you what it's like. Now, when you think of a swimming pool, you probably don't think it really is that impressive until you start to actually peel the layers back and see all of the work that has gone into making whatever pool function and work and look the way you want it to. And all of that starts out in the blueprinting, the designing, and then the layout of the pool on the property on site. So this Monday, we headed out to the job site. It was King Curtis, Kevin, Andrew, and Ethan, and then I tagged along like I really have anything to add to the group. And we started to frame out and lay out the pool. Basically, how that works is you have these printed blueprints that have measurements from parts of the house. You're able to triangulate and map out where different points of the pool will go in the yard. Then you're able to use those points as a reference to be able to shape out any curves or freeform edges of the pool itself. We did that. I gotta say, Curtis is a wizard when it comes to pools, and then our whole team did a great job. Monday we were super efficient, got all kinds of stuff done. We actually adjusted the layout of the pool, so I think we redrew it 2 or 3 different times, and it was all off of those reference points. It really is all these specific measurements that are in relation to each other that helps to ensure that the pool is exactly the way we want it to. So that was Monday. We brought the skid steer out and kind of leveled off the area just so we could kind of make sure that the excavating team that would be coming in later in the week would know exactly what to do. Which leads us to Tuesday. Okay, so it's Tuesday. Tuesday, we were planning on excavating the pool that we framed out yesterday. What happened? What happened, Kevin?
Rain happened. Okay, let me move my boots out the way. Rain. Mucha lluvia.
What does that mean? What does that mean for the week?
That means we're a day behind schedule now. It's all good. We'll make it up.
Tuesday, so Wednesday, we're hoping to excavate.
Yes, mañana.
Thursday.
Plumbing.
Friday.
Finish plumbing if we did it.
Heading to a bar to celebrate.
That'd be all. One's really close to it.
You can't win them all. So because it rained on Tuesday, it actually set us back a day. We were hoping to be able to get the pool framed out with steel, which would be the last stage that would have to happen before we can gunite it next week, which is still the plan. But because we got pushed back a day, we kind of were in a rush now. Wednesday came along, and that was when the excavation stage actually began. All right, it's Wednesday, and today is my son's favorite day of any pool project. It's excavation day. Okay, so we're gonna have an excavator, maybe a bulldozer, who knows, at the job site. It's really cold still. I am freezing all the time these days, but we're gonna get after it. We're gonna show you how we dig out a pool, and it's pretty neat. So we did all of the framing, all of the kind of mapping out where everything's gonna go on Monday, and now we can kind of just trust that design and help these guys who are excavating for us make sure that they do it correctly. I think it's gonna be pretty fun if I don't freeze to death. All right, Kevin, what are we doing today?
We digging.
Digging?
Yup, digging.
So what do we do on Monday?
Play in the mud.
An excavator, a bulldozer showed up. We were able to direct them, help them as they cleared out the pool. And if you're not really into construction, or if you haven't ever been a part of it before, I think this is actually like a really underrated aspect of building anything, because you have these huge excavators digging out tons of dirt, tons of mud, and you have to be precise still. You know, you have these big machines and you're having to be very specific about how deep you dig, the slopes, you know, all of that has to be kind of measured either by hand or by tools. And it was just kind of, it was fun to watch. Me as a camera guy, I mean, I can take pictures, but I don't really have the brains to be able to do a lot of this work. So being able to see these experts do this, very exciting to be able to be a part of. When it comes to actually laying out the pool on a yard, especially in an East Tennessee yard where almost nothing is ever flat, it's very precise, and there's a lot of factors that play into it. We mark the shape of the pool. We have to measure elevations and figure out how high will walls go. How do we maximize the yard to be able to ensure that the people who actually get to enjoy the pool will have as much space as possible to do that. And yes, we did check these measurements more than once, maybe more than twice. We like to be able to sleep at night. Like I said earlier, Knoxville's yards are never flat, which means having to play and work with the slope of your yard is crucial. And is also a challenging and satisfying aspect of a pool build. Because let's face it, most people's yards aren't always ideal. And being able to be a partner with the homeowner to understand what does this family want to use their backyard for, and how can we come in and help to be able to maximize the enjoyment of their yard every time that they use it. As you can probably see, this is kind of a tight yard. You know, we didn't have a ton of space to be able to just swoop in an excavator, swoop in a bulldozer. We're having to be pretty precise and kind of thoughtful as we go about the dig of this pool. We tried to make sure that the excavator could actually get out of the backyard after it was finished, because sometimes that is a problem. But it's tricky. You know, you have a bulldozer over here, you have an excavator over here. They have to be able to work together as a team. We have to be able to be in the mix as we're directing and helping the excavator get the dirt out of there so that we can build this pool. And after a certain amount of time, it starts to become this really streamlined process where everybody knows exactly what they're supposed to be doing at any given second. Okay, so as you can see, excavator digging out the dirt, swings it around. Look at this guy, he's ready. That's that silver line efficiency, baby. And that's where a good crew makes all the difference. If everybody knows the role that they are playing, it kind of turns this construction project into a dance almost, with heavy machines and shovels. This pool is cool because it has a deep end, a shallow end, but it also has a beach entry, which basically means that at the beginning of the shallow end, there's a gradual slope that slowly moves into the deeper part of the pool. But you, as someone who walks into the pool, can literally just walk straight in just like you're at the beach. Hence the name. Once the excavation wrap, we move straight into the plumbing stage of the pool. And this is something that I don't know much about, transparently. And Kevin and Ethan and Andrew are experts at. And it's very fascinating as someone who barely understands the plumbing in his own house, to be able to see all of the pipe work that has to go into a swimming pool, to be able to keep the water flowing, to be able to get the water back to the skimmer, to the return. And it's fascinating. So we take these 2-inch PVC pipes, loop it around the pool until we get all of the access points located, installed, and ready to be finalized after the Gunite process happens. But it's important to get this stage right, because if you mess up the plumbing, it's a huge problem, and it's going to be so hard to fix later on down the road. Which is why we normally will keep the plumbing portion of the pool under pressure for a few days before we actually gunite it, just to ensure that there are no leaks and there will be no issues down the road for the homeowner. So after all of that work, that kind of wraps up the first stage of this project. Next week, we're going to be finishing up the steel frame, and then we'll be able to gunite it before the end of the year, which is exciting. And what's also exciting is that from here on out, things move pretty quickly. You'd be surprised by how fast the framing process happens, how fast the gunite happens, and how fast the plaster happens. So we can really get to a finished pool here in the next couple weeks, which is why you should like and subscribe to this video so that you don't miss a single minute of it, because we're going to be moving fast. And if you get behind, that's on you to catch back up. Okay, we're not slowing down for anybody. We hope that you like this content, and we hope that we can continue to make it as you follow along with us, and we can really be a part of this community of people who are just interested in how pools work. You don't even have to be a pool owner, man. But if you want to be a pool owner, you can head to our website and we can get you a free consultation. And who knows, maybe you could be the next house on the Breaking Ground series. But that's it for this week. I hope that you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week, and I hope that you have a great week. Thanks for watching.
To another day.